everybody, and welcome to the Empowering Industry podcast. I'm your host, Charlie Matthews. Decided to go with a little straight hair action today. I was thinking about this. I look a little different in some of the podcasts, depending on what I'm doing. But we are kind of coming off of summer, going into fall. We've got lots of events, and we are just excited to get back out there and see our people. So I do have a special guest for you today, Brian Henry, who I've known for a while in the pump industry. And let's start there, Brian. Introduce yourself and tell everybody kind of who you are and what you do.
Sure. Good morning, Charlie. Yeah, we do go back quite a few years at this point, but I started out in this industry, let's just say a long time ago. I've been in the industry nearly 35 years now. Started out with a major pump manufacturer in their marketing department, and then came on over to the American Society of Plumbing Engineers back in 2015 and still involved in the industry as I handle the manufacturing side and our educational opportunities for ASPE.
Yes, and great organization. I've loved working with y'all at ASPE and getting to meet. There's several groups even within ASPE, so y'all
Mhm.
are highly involved. Tell us a little bit about the organization.
ASPE is a unique organization. We're about 7,500 members. And usually, when you say American Society of Plumbing Engineers, everybody thinks about the guy who comes out and fixes your sink. Actually, that's not us. We are the guys who basically design all your commercial buildings, your hospitals, your hotels, your schools. They're involved with the specifications and the design work of hospitals, schools, HVAC, fire protection, drainage, roof drains, all those things that are involved in a commercial or a hospital type environment. And so our guys do a lot more than just the run of the mill person off the street.
Yeah, and I think that's a good, just kind of a picture, honestly, more on the
Mhm.
design side, right? So if you think of that, I think you have to really work for a longer sale as well, if that makes sense. I guess a longer design process, a longer to see that finished product, right?
Yes.
It's about building relationships, and I know that they do that very well at ASPE, and so y'all are bringing people together. Tell us a little bit about your programs and, of course, the event coming up.
Well, ASPE is heavily involved in the educational side as well. We actually have our own credentials that our members can obtain through our education and credentialing departments. Our focus is strictly educational. We want to make sure that we're providing the educational opportunities for our engineers, for our designers to continue to learn, able to be able to grab their continuing education credits. And so that is a really big focus of ASPE now and going forward. In fact, we're excited that we're actually getting started on a brand new credential that we're hoping we'll have available in the next year. So that we're excited about that. We really are. And as you mentioned, we are coming quickly to this year's Convention and Expo in Columbus, Ohio. That'll be held October 18 to 23. And if you have never been to Columbus, Ohio, actually a pretty neat place. I grew up not too far from there, but never realized just how much downtown Columbus has to offer. When we did our site visits and such up there, we were just truly amazed at how many things that you have close by within walking distance. And then, of course, down the street, you have that big university they call Ohio State. So it's a very beautiful city, and we are most excited to be there.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I love how we get to see different places at events that travel and move around. I think you get a different audience, same audience, but also a different audience, and then you get that exposure to culture and how things are done in that area. So a lot of growth potential opportunities for kind of coming in from that region. So I'm excited about that for you. Um, I wanted to so you've got your kind of baseball in the background, and I know that about you. So tell everybody what you do over there.
Well, I'm heavily involved with Little League Baseball. I also umpire high school and some small college stuff as well. But Little League has kind of been my passion for a long period of time. And in fact, I am leaving Saturday to to be able to umpire this year's Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I've been blessed. This will be my fourth time getting to go. So excited about that. Love being around those 12-year-old kids and watching them play at a pretty high level. So yeah, baseball has just been a passion for a long time, and as you can see behind me, I kind of enjoy it and collect a few things along the way.
Yeah, and I like, it's so influential how we interact with children, but also kind of that passion for education and upbringing and development there at ASPE too, which I watch. I've seen you as a leader and leading the teams. Are y'all still doing the Women of ASPE during events?
We sure are. Our Women of ASPE is growing by leaps and bounds each year. And in fact, at Convention and Expo, every time we have a convention and expo, we do have the WOA forum, and that'll be taking place again this year. So we're excited about that. They are in the heavy planning stages at this point, locking everything in as to what they're going to do, and looking forward to having a really, really good event. I know you've spoken there in the past, and it's a unique scenario that day. A lot of ladies that are passionate about our industry and are leaders in our industry, as well as leaders in ASPE too. So yeah, we're extremely excited about the WOA and where they're headed.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed that. It was one of my favorite speaking opportunities. We got to felt very the classroom setting. I really enjoy being in
Mm.
that setting and getting to work so close together with people. I feel like that's a very I get to see the impact up close and personal. So it keeps us going, inspires me as well. And so I know there are some definitely some leading ladies there. Industry as a whole, kind of where we're moving, how things are going. Are you seeing anything that you kind of want to put on the horizon for us or kind of set us up for what you're seeing industry do?
Well, we are seeing, of course, COVID brought about a lot of changes, especially with some of the manufacturers that are in our industry. The water people, basically the faucets, and all the things around smart this and smart that in order to keep our countries safe and healthy and clean. Um, our folks are extremely busy right now. There's a lot of commercial building going on. And really what we're seeing the most of is a huge shift in the healthcare industry. A lot of new and innovative ideas going on with healthcare since COVID came about, obviously. So our guys are really heavy into working on the design works of those operating rooms, a dentist office, those types of things. In fact, ASPE has created a workshop that is a 32-hour training module that allows our folks to be able to set for the ASSE 6060 exam, which then in turn credentials them for being able to design per NFPA 99, which was just changed in 2024. So, yeah, a lot of fun and exciting things going on out there. Of course, the fire pump side and the HVAC side, all those things are still going strong, but they don't change nearly as much as some of the others do.
Yeah, well, hopefully we've mastered some of that. We want to be we've got to be safe and comfortable.
Yeah,
People really, especially down here where I am in the South. We like
I'm
our
right there with
ventilation.
you.
Yes. So thank you for that. And I think that being able to share that for industry, it makes me think of innovation and kind of the things like collaboration and things that we had to do and work together. And so y'all make sure that you check out ASPE. If you're not planning to go, check out the site, see if you can put it in your schedule. If you're in the industry, and if you just want to learn, because every industry has a building in it. And when I think about pumps and valves and controls, it all has to talk to each other, and we need to, get in the know. So I can't let you go without a little rapid fire, Brian. It's so fun for me.
Oh
Um,
boy.
so what is your favorite book?
I just read the book that Tim Tebow published.
I have been seeing some advertising about that, so I'll have to check it
Mhm.
out. And then what about your favorite music?
Ooh, I listen to a lot of contemporary Christian. Switchfoot probably is one of my most favorite bands. Just enjoy them and yeah, my
I
daughter
love checking
got
them
me
out.
hooked on them, taking her to concerts when she was younger. So
Yeah, I've seen a new kind of marketing too about elevation worship, I think is.
elevation worship, yeah.
Yeah, that one's cool too. What about the best advice you've ever received?
Ooh, I think probably I would go back to something my father said to me when I was a young man. He says, whatever you do, just do it to the best of your ability, working hard to get there. So he kind of instilled that work ethic in me to just make sure that I'm doing everything I can do to make things possible.
Yes. And what about kind of thinking about industry,
Hmm.
new people coming in? What advice would you give them?
Ooh, I think really coming into our industry is so large. If you're a drafter and desire to move up and, become an engineer, those types of things, I would just say stay the course. Sometimes I think we get burned out pretty quickly in this industry. Um, but I think if we just stay the course and understand that every ladder has a number of rungs to get there, I think that would be one thing that if I could really help somebody to understand is it's a process. And I think sometimes we're instant gratification society. We want things to happen quickly. But I think if we just slow down and look around and keep our nose down and do what we need to do, I think we'll be just fine.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this a little bit. Actually, how you sometimes you go in and you train and train and train and train, and then you kind of burn out. But to
Mm,
allow yourself to train, absorb, kind of pause, go back and train and train, like
yeah.
do it more of like a practice, getting ready for a season, if you will. You take a break in there somewhere. You need to.
Oh,
We
yeah.
could get into a
Yeah.
whole nother conversation about that, but
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then you've been around this industry for a while now too, Charlie, and it's really easy to get burned out. And so you've got to be able to step away at the right time and come back at the right time.
yeah, for sure. So hopefully that gives y'all some peace out there, and that we can work hard, and we definitely need to make sure that we play along the way too. I'm excited to see you this fall. I know you travel to different events as well as your own, and I hope that everybody will share this episode. Let me know if you're at ASPE or no, if you're at some of these other events this fall. But lastly, I want to ask if you will. Let me know what kind of topics, different kind of people that you want to hear on the podcast. I'm interested. Lots of changes happening at Empowering, which I'm really excited about. If you haven't heard already, which you probably have, if you're an avid follower. So look forward to talking with all of you next time. So until next time, be empowering.